You can see in the center here a schematic drawing of the cross-section of the small intestine. Over here on the left side, a drawing of the wall of the small intestine. Over here on the right side, a micrograph from under the microscope, where I'm also going to explain a few of these structures. So let's start labeling the cross-section of the small intestine first, starting from the inside out. The white part here is referred to as the lumen. The lumen is an empty space, and the food to be digested can be found inside the lumen. The next gray part over here is referred to as the mucosa, and you can see that the mucosa has many infoldings to increase the surface area. On the mucosa, and too small to be shown over here, you have many small finger-like extensions called the villi. And these villi can be seen over here. These are the finger-like extensions. And also over here in the picture, in the photograph, you can also see these finger-like extensions, and these are all referred to as the villi. Over here, the next layer, colored light yellow, is the submucosa, and the submucosa contains many glands. So over here you can see a gland, probably which releases mucus or other digestive enzymes, and this is the next layer found after this, after the mucosa. It's easy to remember, beneath the mucosa you have the submucosa. And then you have two layers of muscles, and these muscles go into different directions. You have the longitudinal muscles, and they run parallel to the small intestine. So if you imagine the small intestine extends back like this, like a tube, then the longitudinal muscles run in parallel, and they contract in this direction. You also have another layer of muscles on the outside here, and these are the circular muscles, and they run around like this, and they contract in this direction. And both of these muscles are important for peristalsis, which is the movement of food through the alimentary canal. And alimentary canal is also a different name for the digestive system. Some people can also call it the gut. That's another possibility, the gut. So that's the digestive system. And the two muscles, the circular muscles and the longitudinal muscles, are both involved in moving the food along and preventing backflow of the food. So when the circular muscles contract, and I will make a drawing of the small intestine right now, then the diameter of the small intestine decreases, maybe a little bit exaggerated over here, but you can see that it folds inwards, and the food which has to be moved over here, let's say into the right, if this is the food over here, it cannot go back because the intestine is constricted over here, and that's due to the action of the circular muscles. The longitudinal muscles are responsible for moving the food forward. And over here, what you have is if this is the food, and difficult to draw now, but if the muscles contract parallel to the direction of the intestine, then the food can be passed on. It's a little bit like, you have to imagine like an earthworm crawling. An earthworm is also able to move forward because it's able to change its length. And both of these muscle actions together are responsible for moving the food through the digestive system, and this movement is referred to as peristalsis. So, circular muscle action to prevent the movement of the food backwards, longitudinal muscle action to move the food forward, but actually both of them cooperate to move the food forward.